friends, Ed DeCosta with a pretty provocative question that you may understand right off the bat, and maybe it requires a little bit of explanation. Here's the question, guys. Has your day come? Has your day come? Of course, that's an open-ended, kind of ambiguous question. What do I mean by that? Does that mean, has your ship come in? Have you hit the lottery? Have you met the person of your dreams? Has your day come? It could mean any of those things, and that's what it means to you. Terrific. But what I'm referring to is actually one of the most profound lessons I've ever learned from my friend and business partner, John Maxwell. And he said that the two most important days in any person's life, including you, are one, the day you're born, and two, the day you find out why. Now, to some people, they roll their eyes and they say, oh, it's pop psychology, it's trite, but it's anything but that to me. It's profound, it's meaningful. It separates people who reach the end of their life and are full of regret and woulda, coulda, shoulda, and sadness and regret, from those that reach the end of their lives and they're not necessarily happy that their life is ending, but they're full of satisfaction. They're full of joy. They're full of happiness about who they were during their lifetime, who they touched, what they did, what they experienced, the successes they achieved, the failures they endured, and the lessons they extracted from those failures. So when I say, has your day come? Obviously you were born. So day one, check the box. Wonderful. Can't get to day anything until you get to day one. But have you discovered why? Have you discovered your purpose? I just returned from a trade show where I got to witness literally thousands of people, and I didn't speak to all of them, and I'm not going to exaggerate it, but by and large, and it was obvious, the people in the room were living their purpose. It was in the fitness industry. It's not an industry that I know very much about. I certainly don't participate in that industry. But when I spoke to people about what they did and how they did it and how they found it, there was a recurring theme that was unmistakable. It was, I did X, but then I discovered Y, pun intended. And that Y for these people had something to do with the fitness industry, whether their own physical fitness or helping others with their fitness or products or services associated with living healthy, diet, exercise, nutrition, staying active, emotionally, physically, mentally, you name it, all of the ways that we can stay healthy. But it was quite remarkable, almost funny to me. Conversation after conversation followed the same pattern. These people, either from a very early age or at some other time of their life, the light went on and they said, this is what I was born to do. I would do it for free, but I got to pay my bills. So I found a way to make money doing something that I love. And of course, this is the essence of a business principle taught by Jim Collins in Good to Great. That's the premise of Good to Great. Don't settle for good. Good is the enemy of great. Don't settle in your life. If you've studied something for years, and this is what you always thought you wanted to be, and then you became that thing, and you discovered, much to your chagrin, it's not really what I thought it was going to be, or I've changed, or it's changed, or the circumstances have changed, and I'm not digging it the way I thought I would. Well, guess what? You can act now. It's always the right time to make the right decision. I use the example in live talks on a regular basis. If you're familiar with the United States, you know that New York is in the east, Los Angeles is in the west, by the Pacific Ocean, Chicago is in the middle. Imagine if you were in Chicago and I asked you to deliver a package by car to someone in New York. And for some reason, you started driving west from Chicago. And you drove west for 2 days and you were making great time. You were almost there in Los Angeles. And you and I spoke on the phone and I said, well, how far are you? And you say, oh, I'm 100 miles from LA. You're 100 miles from Los Angeles. You're supposed to drive east to drive to New York. I grant you this is a silly example, but it's a metaphor. Imagine your shame, imagine your embarrassment when you realized, oh my, I'm driving to the wrong city. And let's further imagine I say, listen, it's okay. We still need the package to get to New York City. And for some reason you're driving. Maybe it's too heavy to mail or what have you. Are you going to be interested in finishing the journey to Los Angeles, which is the wrong destination, in the interest of being productive? Man, I'm making such good time to the wrong destination. Or are you instead going to turn around and start going in the right direction at that very moment? Of course, it's a metaphor for your life. Don't settle. Don't use this sunk cost analysis of how much time you've already put in to a particular direction, particular vocation, particular lifestyle that no longer serves you. You only get this one life. Don't settle for anything less than what drives your engine, fuels you, gives you great joy, a sense of self-actualization, if you're familiar with that term, or sense of living your purpose. There's a bounce in your step. There's an ease in your attitude. There's very little stress associated with it. And when you find that vocation, again, this video is either going to make you say, well, sure, Ed, I've got it. I agree. I found it early on. I found it late in life, or whatever you did. Or it's going to bug you because you're going to know that you have settled. This is a tough conversation. I've had executive coaching clients that have made significant changes in their life, in part because of their answers to these questions. When they truly took the time to reflect on what brings them joy, what brings them satisfaction, what brings them a sense of being the best that they can be. They realized that that day came. They discovered what it was, but they let it pass on by. And if they didn't take action now, they're going to reach the end of their life and they're going to be full of that. If I'd only had the courage, if I had only taken the time. Again, I'm not suggesting these are easy things to do. They're often quite complicated, require significant effort over an extended period of time. But hey, what better reason to spend a significant amount of effort over a significant amount of time than to live your purpose? So again, gone a little bit longer than normal, but again, I hope you found this helpful. Again, my name is Ed DeCosta. I'm an executive coach, and wherever you are, I hope that you are living your purpose and making the most of today. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.